Rebirth actually stays on track with the original game for the most part, up through chapter 2, right? Except it obviously expands and lengthens it out quite a bit more because it's divided into 3 different games, right? And an example of that is Kalm is also this much more elaborate place in Rebirth than it was in the original game. So in the original game, I went back and looked at my gameplay from that. I mean, you pretty much only see the town from one angle outside of the inn. It kind of moves around a little bit in the city center, and there's a few NPCs walking around. You can go inside the inn, right? That whole Nibelheim flashback takes place when they're talking inside the inn. So you do go in there, and then you can go into a few shops. You can raid a few people's homes for treasures. I always love that in video games, how like you just walk into random people's homes and steal their treasures. You can do that in the original game in Kalm as well, but it's not really a very big town. It's actually pretty small. And I would say that actually the amount of gameplay time that you spend in Kalm in the original game, if you're a completionist and you talk to every single person, go into every single shop, not including the Nibelheim flashbacks, it's only about 10 minutes. That's it. And that's half of chapter 2 is Kalm. So it's a major expansion of what we've seen in the original game. And in Rebirth, this town is huge, right? And you were talking about how it's really in depth and it's big and it's layered. There's like many layers. I actually got lost a few times.
Me too, yeah.
Especially at first, trying to figure out how to get to certain places and fill out the map as much as possible, right? There are people also all over the place. So it feels like this really full town, right? Because of all of these NPCs running around. And a lot of those NPCs offer side quests or even interesting background stories. There's some interesting dialogue.
Is it just me? Or is Broden not doing so well?
There's some not interesting dialogue in some of them too.
It took me long enough, but I finally went and got myself a cat.
You know, if you want to hear something additional that can add to the story a little bit, you can find it in Kalm just by walking around.
Took a wrong turn the other day and wound up at the lookout on the cliff. It was crawling with bandits. Do not recommend.
And the whole Rebirth scene, though, of like Shinra coming to Kalm and then, you know, with the helicopters and forcing Cloud and his party underground and having to escape the town, that's all new to Rebirth. So none of that happened in 7 Original, which is interesting. In 7 Original, you leave Kalm on your own accord with nothing forcing you out. Although clearly the people, I'll say, the people in the helicopters in Rebirth are not very good at their jobs. Because, like, they must be totally blind. Like, is nobody looking around? Because there's multiple times where you're, like, right under the helicopters and nobody sees you.
Yeah, they're just hovering over. They're like, we're right under you, dude.
No, it's like, okay, well, you guys kind of suck. But I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would mess up the plot.